Hey guys, this is Shannon with Nearly Organic Noshing, and here in Florida, the weather has cooled down just a little bit, at least at night. It's gotten down to about 50 degrees. I know up north you guys are having snow already and at least frost on the ground, but for here, 50 degrees is actually pretty cool. So tonight I decided I wanted to use up some stuff I had in the fridge and wanted to make some corn chowder, something nice and warm and hearty for when we came in from work. So I'm on my lunch break and I'm chopping and sauteing and getting this stuff in the crock pot. I saw a bunch of recipes on Pinterest, but I'm pretty much just doing my own thing. We went camping this past weekend and we had a couple containers of this pulled pork, and this one some water got in the bag and it got damp. You can see the cardboard and stuff got damp. And I think some of the flavor might have gotten washed out. We smoked this. So I'm going to use this as my main meat base to it. And I had saved a lot of the drippings from the pulled pork. So I'm going to take some of this and I'm going to add it into the crock pot for some seasoning. Chopped up an onion. This is some corn that I picked this summer and took off the ears, had in the freezer. So this is about 1/2 of one of the gallon bags frozen flat. I just took that out. And this is about 5 small potatoes, 4 carrots, some celery. And I'm going to go ahead and saute up the onions, the garlic, and the celery, and the carrots. Oh yes, garlic. I'm going to put probably a whole clove of garlic in here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that sauteed up and in the crock pot. Okay, I have the onions and garlic and butter in the pan sauteing. I'm not going to cook this too much because it's going to be in the crock pot for a while. So I just want to cook it down till they brown up just a little bit. And in just a minute, I'm going to add in the carrots and the celery to this. Over in the crock pot, I already have the pork and some of that pork broth that was left over with a little bit of the fat that was on top. That's just going to give it a really good, rich, meaty flavor. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the corn and the potatoes and some herbs. I'm going to go pull some herbs out of the cabinet and I'll come back when I have those pulled because I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put in yet. Okay, I have the carrots, celery, onions, and garlic sauteing on the stove. In the crock pot, I've already placed the pulled pork, the juices, the gravy from the pork, the potatoes, and the corn. And then in the bowl, I went ahead and mixed in the pink Himalayan salt, pepper, I have thyme, parsley, and I love Everglade seasoning. So there's Everglade seasoning mixed in, and then I'll probably go ahead and drop just a couple of bay leaves. And this is all just mixed in together. I'm just going to dump it all in here, mix it all together, toss my bay leaves in, and I'm going to go ahead and go pull off the carrots and celery off the stove and add this in. Okay, just to give this a little bit of thickness because I'm going to have to be adding some water to the pot to get those potatoes to cook and to make it kind of creamy. I have about a cup of milk or so in here, and to that I will add probably about close to 1/2 cup of flour and whisk this in until it is smooth. And then I will add this to the pot and then see how much more liquid I need to cover the potatoes and everything so that it all cooks down well. Okay, I've started mixing everything in the crock pot, and I'm going to go ahead and add my milk and flour mixture, and I've already added a little bit of water to that. And I'm going to mix it in and then see how much more water I need. Okay, I added about another 1/4 cup of water just to kind of rinse out the bottom of the pot. And I used the same pot that I cooked the garlic and onions in to warm up the milk and to whisk in the flour, so that if there's any seasoning left in the pot, it'll just go ahead and go back in with the milk and flour mixture, and I only keep using one pot. And I want to make this just a little bit creamier. Our crew doesn't really like super like thin soups. They like stews, like thick. And I want to make this just a little bit creamier, but I don't want to add in a bunch more flour. So I have some of this veggie cream cheese, garden vegetable. I bought it for a recipe I'm the only one that really likes it just like this, unless it's, you know, in stuffed peppers or something like that. No one else in the house likes it. So I have a little bit left of this. So I'm just going to add this into here, and it'll make it creamy, and it already has seasoning in it. So that'll just up the seasoning of the soup. Okay, so the cream cheese is mixed in. And one more thing out of the fridge. It was going to be expiring this week. So it's just one more thing that I can get cleared out of the fridge before Thanksgiving, because I like to have a nice clean fridge when Thanksgiving comes around, so that I have room to put all my dishes in. But this will be a really good soup. It'll be for dinner tonight, and we'll probably end up having it another time this week, because there'll be plenty, and I'll take some to my parents. So this should cook down really good. When I pick my son up this afternoon, I will check on it before I go back to work, and then whenever I come in from work tonight, sometime after 6, this should be all ready to go. And I might make some garlic bread. I'll definitely make a salad to go with it, and this is what we'll be having for dinner. I'll show you guys what it looks like once it's all cooked down. Okay guys, this is the pulled pork with corn and potato chowder. There is more than enough here for a couple of meals, and I'll probably take some over to my parents and share it with them. I'm pairing it with a Caesar salad. I made up a Caesar salad, and then we had some leftover buns still from Halloween that I turned into a garlic toast, and topped the soup with a little bit of cheddar cheese and crumbled bacon, and this is going to be our dinner tonight.